Welcome everyone to ICCCon Live Podcast Stage. My name is Chase with Rhodian Radio Podcast. I'm here with Frank, our music guy, and Micah.
That's right.
Now, we're gonna talk about everybody's favorite topic in Star Wars: who shot first, Han or Greedo?
Ooh. You asking me that?
I'm telling you.
Oh, I like this guy. It sounds like Donkey Kong.
It has begun.
All right, so in the original New Hope, Han does shoot first.
No, Han only shoots.
Han only shoots. You're correct.
Han is the only person.
In the special re-release on Disney Plus.
On Disney Plus,
they shoot at the same time.
McClunky. Can't believe they added that to the movie. I understand in Star Wars this is a very, very debated.
And I don't know why it is.
It's funny because when we first sat down and you're like, we're gonna have this conversation about this, I was like, okay, this is gonna be fun. But it's one of those things that everyone agrees to disagree to agree. I say that everyone agrees that Han shot him.
Perfect way of putting it too.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees that Han shot him. Right,
but now we've got mods introduced into Star Wars. And Greedo's coming back.
Oh my God, he'll be in Clone Wars 7.
Yeah.
I mean, I see the certain point of view, Star Wars pun, that with the special editions, okay, I understand Lucas had to change it because he thought it was too violent. Thank God when Steven Spielberg tried to do it in E.T. that he thought it was dumb and he changed it back. With the machine guns and changed them into radios. I don't know if anybody knows that. When they're flying over the car, he changed it. But anyways, I can agree and disagree to agree with you. In my mind, I mean, I'm old. Assuming you guys are
You're
young.
not that old.
I'm 40.
That's not old.
It is to me. My knees are telling me it is. I can agree with you that, yes, Han shot first. But I also will tell you to agree to disagree to agree with you that Han only shot.
You're absolutely correct.
But I don't understand why. I was hoping Disney would change it back. And I still don't understand why they added McClunky.
I mean, come on. It's did it not make you laugh?
It did make me. You're not wrong. When it happened, I went, wait, rewind. What did he say? What did he say?
McClunky.
I had to turn the captions on to find out exactly what he said.
Now, if you don't know what that means, that actually means...
School me, because I really don't.
That actually means this is the end for you.
Really?
Yeah.
And like Rhodian?
Yeah, well, McClunky in general.
Okay.
So
okay. Yeah,
tip.
I honestly, I thought he was...
I didn't know that.
To be 100% on it, to be 100% honest, I thought that his mouth was moving by accident, and so Disney's like... Come on, he's moving. We got to have him say. And somebody went, I don't know, McClunky, and they're like, genius, Boom. McClunky it is.
Yes.
So I honestly, that's why I thought that they did that. But no, I mean, I guess that makes more sense. Okay, I can be on board with that.
Yeah.
But I'm still on board that Han only shot.
Han only shot, and we only go by original Star Wars. So.
I mean, no, okay. Are you a purist? This is where, in our podcast, we have this saying when it comes to Star Wars is there's the common fan, and then there's the purists. The purists are like that guy right there. We don't talk to him because in his mind, only 1, 2, and 3 without special edition exists. You're bleeding into special edition a little.
No, I actually like 1 through 3 now because the 7 through 9 actually made that okay.
Oh my God, I'm having a heart attack up here. Somebody called 911. Brian said he actually liked 1, 2, and 3. So if you're a purist, some people don't accept the special editions. I am a lover of all Star Wars, so I accept even the Disney Plus. I just think when it comes to the Han shot first, that Han shot.
For me, I wouldn't say I'm a common fan, but I wouldn't say I'm a purist.
Okay.
I love all things Star Wars, but when it comes to the sequels, they're canon, but they're not my canon.
Okay. No, I mean, look, when it comes to, you're talking about canon versus not canon, I can understand where older generation. Have you ever seen the podcast that Freddie Prinze Jr. was on?
I have.
When he says Star Wars is made for kids?
I have. He's absolutely correct.
He is absolutely correct. Star Wars is generational. I don't know if anyone can agree with me on that. Like my generation Star Wars is 1, 2, and 3. I was
That's
barely
mine.
alive when the first trilogy came out. I saw Return of the Jedi, my first movie ever in the theater. I was a baby. I remember it. I mean, I was 3.5, and so my generation of Star Wars is 1, 2, 3, and there's parts of it I like, and there's parts of it I just go, George, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, back in the day, I'm sure there was some adults who thought about that, about A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. You can't tell me that you looked at the Ewoks and went, "Well, George, what the hell are you doing?" So every Star Wars is generational. I can understand that.
It is.
It's for kids.
Well, a lot of the backlash in 1, 2, and 3 was just like big talk of like the CGI work and stuff. I mean, but like, what can you do? I mean, you're evolving with technology,
right?
you know?
And in the case of Star Wars, sometimes CG is a burden compared to what we used to love. That's one thing I did like about 7, 8, 9 is that JJ was like, I want to go practical. I want to go a lot more practical than CGI, so we can get the feel of Star Wars back into Star Wars.
You know what the sequels needed?
What they need?
They needed more Googans. More Googans.
Oh my god!
You know what that is? It's another check for Daddy.
Okay, one thing I do want to ask is I want to talk to you about your music for your podcast. When you are writing the music for your pod, you said it's mostly instrumental, right? Are you trying to draw inspiration from Star Wars, or are you just, I'm just gonna, something came to me?
Yeah, like, I mean, cause see, like, I'm actually in like several bands that I play with. So like, I'm in a bluegrass band, country band, rock band, blues band. So like, I try to like incorporate a lot of those genres into basically just one.
Okay.
Like with his, like with our stuff, like I'm kind of like just practicing with my bluegrass group to kind of create something from the Star Wars genre. Of course, like everybody does the
right. Throw your own
space
spin on it.
western.
yeah,
throw your
kind
own
of
spin
space
on it.
western kind
Yeah.
of thing, and but that's really where it kind of comes from, is just just from different genres. And sometimes
Okay.
like because to me, like in my head, each genre has like their own vibe and scale pattern when it comes
Okay.
to writing music. And
I dig
stuff,
it.
So
I just some like to take heavy inspiration from Star Wars and use more strings, more
Right.
Trumpet, or some can just get down on a guitar,
Yeah.
maybe a few drums, and make you could still do some cool instrumental stuff without trying to be John Williams.
yeah,
I guess is the way I'm trying to ask is when you go, hey, I'm gonna make a theme for your podcast. This is what I got,
and not get smacked with a copyright fine. Or
There you
anything.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
For me, Star Wars, it's samurai, it's western, it's
Oh, yeah.
sci-fi, it's all those things wrapped into one. And for John Williams to create such a great musical piece for something of its time, it's amazing. I mean, it's
And
speechless.
This right here is why you love to podcast and why you love Star Wars, because when he is saying that, you are getting the joy of what he loves from a franchise that has been pillaged at some point, but it's okay. But I have to ask you one question also. I know this is kind of yours. What got you into love of Star Wars? I guess this kind of goes to you too.
For me, when I was real small, I would say probably 1, 2 years old, for Christmas, I got a big bag of, at the time, the Phantom Menace was coming out, and all the, I guess now they're considered vintage.
Oh
So-
my God.
So for Christmas, I got a big bag of like the whole wave of Phantom Menace action figures.
Oh.
And that got me into collecting, and I kept them up until I turned probably 10, 11, 12. And then I got into the Black Series, and so I've been collecting for over 20 years, but what got me started in Star Wars was those action figures.
That is, we are a lot of collectors here, and we have a lot of stories like, where you don't know much about the movie, but one thing gets you into the movie. That is interesting, because I'm kind of the same way too. I mean, I've always loved Star Wars, but my collecting started with the Phantom Menace collection. I found them at KB Toys for $1 each.
Yeah.
And I bought the entire wave, and that was, I mean, I always collected like comic books, but I read them and I like, you know, toss them to the side, and I never bought one for collecting.
Yeah.
But the Phantom Menace, it's funny, it's interesting.
Well, as
that
a
the Phantom
collector,
Menace got
there's-
you into collecting.
As a collector, there's just something about looking up on the wall at your packaging with the action figure still in the box and just looking at it. Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
When I got very heavily into the action figures collection, I would pin them up on my wall in my room.
I do the same thing.
Me and my friend Matt, we would sit on the bed and I would have them all spread out, and we would once a month change them. We would go, you know, by series, and then 1 month we would, I mean, we're talking 300-400 action figures. We'd take them all off the wall and then go all Anakins, all Obi-Wans, all, I mean, it was just fun for us to do that.
It's
and I
oddly
don't know why
satisfying.
Yes, it was like hours of work that was satisfyingly, that really didn't need to be done. When I think about it at now, I'm like, why would I just need to change them? But it brought us joy.
It's those memories and joy that
it was just like, he would come over, we would try to play some video games, and then we would just be like, hey, you want to rearrange my Star Wars figures? And we would just be excited to do it. We'd be like, yeah, well, how do we want to do it this time? Do we want to do it like, you know, by movie instead, or do we want to do it by character? I mean, it was just, it's interesting. I love hearing
That's
stuff.
sort of like me with I now have upgraded into 1/6 scale figures, which is Hot Toys Sideshow.
yeah.
They're a lot more expensive.
You have adult money now.
Yeah, I do. But that, you know, like the posing around, for me, I like to change up the poses, and there's a reason to it, because the joints will get stiff, and if you don't pose them up, they're easy to break. So,
And I mean, I have adult money too, but that seems too adult money for me. They look cool, but I never thought about like statues that are posable. If you don't move them,
yeah, the joints get stiff.
Interesting. How about you? What got you into Star Wars?
mainly,
Goopins.
yes, mainly just like, I guess just the world that it takes you to. You know, like you sit there and like I've sat there one night before, and I know this is blasphemy, but I watched 1 through 3, 4 through 6, which I know it's supposed to be 4 through 6 and 1 through 3.
Another question. No, keep going. We only have a short amount of time. We have about a minute left.
But I mean, like, it's just, you know, like it's anything with like video games and music, you know, like you get away from this world for a little while.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like whether if it's 15, 20 minutes to an hour, 2 hours, you know, like
Escape of reality.
it's just an escape, you know, and just George Lucas just laid the foundation out just perfectly with his story and, you know, his world, his characters and stuff like that. It's just, that's mainly it for me. And that's with any kind of like video game or anything like that. If it's got a good storyline to it, I'll play it till it scratches the CD up. So
Fall in order.
yeah.
We need to get you on our show
Yes.
so we can talk about Darth Jar Jar.
Oh, God.
But we don't have time for that. But
Let the people at home know where they can find you.
you can find us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and wherever you get your podcast at Rodian Radio. We're a weekly podcast at new episodes every Friday. We're at ICCCon, about to go enjoy the vendor hall. You can find all sorts of collectibles here. But until then, this is Chase from Rodian Radio.
Have a good one.
This summer, saddle up in Smashville as the Music City hosts the hottest party of the summer, WWE SummerSlam Nashville. For the first time ever at Nissan Stadium, a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll, a whole lot of kick-ass. WWE SummerSlam, Saturday, July 30th. Tickets on sale now.